privilege of introducing Larry Hembree today, who is our speaker. He's the executive director of Trustus Theater. He grew up in the upstate of South Carolina, has a BA in English from Clemson. Just a few in the back there. And an MFA, I'm not sure what that stands for, in directing from the University of Georgia. He's been involved in the nonprofit arts sector since 1986 as the director of theater for the Fine Arts Center of Kershaw County in Camden, the director of performing arts for the South Carolina Arts Commission, the executive director of the Nickelodeon Theater, and now the managing director of Trustus. He served on numerous boards, including the City Center Partnership, Sherwood Forest Neighborhood Association, South Carolina Arts Alliance, South Carolina Gay and Lesbian Business Guild, and is currently the past president of the Congaree Vista Guild. He's won numerous awards, including the City Center Partnership President's Award, and received the Key to the City of Camden for his work there in the arts community for over a decade. He's been named one of the 50 most influential people in Columbia by Columbia Business Monthly and Free Times for the past 2 years. So please join me in giving a warm Spring Valley Rotary welcome to Larry.
I'm always hesitant to mention where I went to college because y'all smiled and as soon as she said Clemson, it was kind of like this crappy look on your face. Any University of Georgia grads? One, how are you?
Good on.
Go, baby, let's go. I still like Clemson a little bit better because Georgia fans are mean. I taught at the University of South Carolina for 9 semesters. I finally got, and they'd say, Mr. Hembree, where did you go to college? I go, I don't remember. Steve, if you lose your job, you can always be an auctioneer. That was pretty good. Pretty good. Y'all were kind of mushy though. Y'all were getting mushy there. I do a lot of Rotary and all this, your clubs, but I have to say that's the weirdest pre-show I have ever heard. You were awesome. That was really weird. I got some cocktail party chatter now. You know, that was. Yeah, there's a Vicky's going to talk to you about being on the next show. It's great. And I'm serious. Okay. I ran the Nickelodeon Theater at Trustus. I ran the Nickelodeon for 10 years in Trustus. Now, if you've ever been there, we do popcorn. We pop a lot of popcorn. Cromers, we do free popcorn, so I'll keep that one for the next audience. Okay, it was Old Maid and Spinster or Old Maid. That was bizarre. I don't know. You're weird. Okay. Awesome. Yes, you'll fit in fine with us. We're delighted. I'm not going to be the only speaker today. We're delighted to be here. How many people have been to Trustus before? Well, that's like the largest group of people like you. Raise your hand again. It's usually like 3. So we are self-involved and smart and artsy, right? Has anybody ever been in a play or worked on a play? Mine was in the 3rd grade, my first one. Raise your hand if you're proud. Church, school. Okay, we got a lot of weird people in here. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. By the way, at 1:57 they're leaving, so we have to make sure that we do that. I'm going to read for brevity's sake. I did want to point out too that Billy, who's back there, Billy, y'all know Billy, who does all the. If you don't know this, he has one of the most famous sons that went through the Trustus program, and he's an equity actor in New York now. Did anybody know that? He's amazing. So I had never met Billy today, but he looks. You look a lot. And then Dan Toma and I got in a lot of trouble when he owned the part of the building that the Nickelodeon bought, and we would go to his house and have cocktails and talk about a lot of things. We had a lot of memorabilia from that building, and if you remember the Fox Theater, there was a lot of very interesting things that happened in that building, correct? Y'all working with me here, right? Okay. We're delighted to be here today. I want to thank Diane for taking care of us. I'm going to talk kind of fast. I'm here with our first and brand new Director of Development, Debbie Cohn, who's going to be saying a few words in just a second, and our Director of Education, Vicki St. Henderson, who joined the Trusted staff when I did a little over 2.5 years ago. We're going to each speak briefly and have a few minutes for Q&A at the end and give away a couple of gift certificates. I'm going to give you a basic outline of Trustus. Debbie's going to talk a little bit about our current capital campaign. Vicki's going to talk about our education and outreach programming. Can y'all understand me? This is like the best microphone I've ever used. Congratulations, wow. So at 5 o'clock we'll meet at Hembree and we'll talk about our sound system we need put in, is that correct? Okay, we barter too, just so you know. I've really been blessed to work in the arts and cultural scene in South Carolina since 1986, and I can truly say that Trustus Theater is a shining thread in Columbia's cultural fabric. If you've been there, like some of you have been, you get it. The mission of Trustus is, we have a new mission because we just completed a new strategic plan, a new mission statement. Trustus Theater is dedicated to high quality productions that speak to today's most important issues. We are a safe place for exploration and expression of the political, the personal, and all things human. Our theater is your theater. We've entertained and thrilled the Midlands audience for 30 years with powerful and groundbreaking work. I have 3 quick slides. This is a show we just did called In the Red and Brown Water. It closed like a week ago, and it was written by Terrell McCraney, who's one of the most prolific young black writers in America. He'll win a Pulitzer Prize. This play had only been done like 3 times in the U.S., and we packed it, sold it out, so Columbia gets it on a big level. This is a piece which we all know called A Christmas Carol. We actually do a little family entertainment. We did it for years, but now we do. This is a very interesting version. We've done it 2 years in a row where 5 actors play all the roles and also play a lot of musical instruments. It's a really interesting narrative. We always believe if we can find a good story, we can sell it. This is a play called Vanya and Sonia and Mosh and Spike that Billy's son actually happened to do in Philadelphia recently. This is actually Vicki St. Henderson, who's going to talk a little bit later, in just a really lovely costume. It's a very strange play. The South Carolina Theater Association recognized Trustus as its very first theater distinction last year. We've also received the Elizabeth O'Neill Governor's Award for the Arts, as well as more than 50 other state and local accolades for our work. The theater represents a remarkable generation of actors, directors, playwrights, and technicians, first assembled by Jim Thigpen. Y'all know Jim, he's a legacy. He was a local teacher at Spring Valley and AC Florida, and decided that the kind of work he really wanted to do, he was not going to be allowed to do in high school, so he created his own space with his wife, Kay. Through their dedication to the arts in Columbia, they grew their brainchild from a small rented space in 1985, and this is called, does anybody remember The Beat? It was a punk rock bar on Assembly Street. They tore it down, so that's where they had their first 3 seasons. And then today we've turned into this. It's located in the Vista beside Publix, if you've never been there, and it's in the middle of what's becoming a really thriving Vista. So when I first came, I said, well, why don't we move this to Main Street? Because we had moved the Nickelodeon to Main Street. And then I started looking around thinking, this place is really starting to grow. And the building is sort of the brand, if you've been in there. Does that make sense? It's a very unique space. This facility consists of 2 theaters, rehearsal spaces, a construction shop, offices, a bar, and a concession area, along with spaces for costumes, props, and set storage. As a professional theater, the difference in Trustus and most theaters in our state is that we pay everybody who works there. We have a staff, but we also, if you push a broom across the stage, you get paid. So that really distinguishes as a professional theater from the other theaters in town. Trustus is overseen by 21 board members and 10 honorary board members. We have a staff of 5 full-time and 7 part-time employees, and we have usually about 150 additional contracts a year. So that'd be like your lighting designer, your set designer, or the person running your light board or sound board. And also all the actors. We're located at 520 Lady Street, and Trustus Theater has a budget this year of about $619,000, so that's what we're raising every year. At Trustus, we believe it's up to us to shape the kind of community we want to live in. The theater is a vibrant part of an art scene that attracts people of diverse talents to live and work in Columbia. The Trustus body of work is part of what gives Columbia, we think, a metropolitan feel within a safe, friendly, small town atmosphere. Moving forward with our next strategic plan, our new strategic plan, we did a 3-year plan and finished it in 2 years. It was pretty good, so now we had to get the other one together really quick. We're moving forward with this new plan. We're very focused this time on increasing our community engagement and the economic and artistic impact we make in our city and our county. The arts are an economic engine, most of you know that, for a growing city such as Columbia. And anytime you pick up the paper, they're lauding our arts and cultural scene, and we're in the middle of it, and glad to be. The arts not only increase the quality of life for its residents here, but also draws new business, and we can talk to you about that at any point, about all the people who come to work at Trustus, who came here because Trustus or places like that are located in our city. And again, our theater is your theater. That's kind of it for Trustus. If you have any questions, we'll do a Q&A at the end. Now I'm going to introduce Debbie Cohn, who's going to talk just a little bit about a capital campaign that we're doing. You got some handouts on your table, and then she'll be followed by Vicki Henderson, who is our Director of Education. Thanks.
It's really not fun to follow Larry. I think Larry's a brand too. But Trustus Theater is embarking on a capital campaign. And honestly, just listening to you all today, we really should be selling nuts, because that is awesome what you've done. You are experts in fundraising. So as you know, it's not a difficult feat in any stretch of the imagination to do something like a $1.3 million capital campaign. But most of that money is going to go into facility upgrades and doing things for the theater, but behind the scenes, most of which people don't see. What you do see is what's out there on the stage. So we're really excited to try and do a lot of the upgrades to the theater, which is 76 years old, that building. So we need a lot of things that have to get done that will help us run the theater better. And the other big part of that is we launched in honor of Marvin Chernoff, who sadly passed away quite recently, a new space in the bar area. For those of you who've been there, the bar is kind of a vital part of the building. And we're going to do an after-hours bar cabaret performance space. And it's going to happen also when there isn't anything going on stage. It's kind of a grown-up bar that we can all go to and hear really great performers sing and play the piano and have a good time. So that's really what we're about in terms of the capital campaign. As Larry mentioned, our ask or how to give is on the table. And we're getting a lot of funding from various organizations, corporate as well as city, state, county we're asking for. But really our big funding comes from people like yourselves, the individual patrons who love what we do and help us do it more often. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm Vicki. I have been a professional working actor and teaching artist for 25 years. I have always been told that our ideal profession is that place where our deepest joy intersects with one of the world's greatest needs. And so I'm a firm believer that the world needs artists. And I think I'm seeing more and more businesses coming to Trustus to validate that. A lot of people are looking to how artists work to learn how to do what they do better. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But who are the people that said you are performers yourselves? You've done a play, you've played a musical instrument, you've danced, you've sung. I mean, let me see a show of hands of those people. Okay, that's great. Now tell me this. Do you remember that time when you were 4 years old and someone would come knocking at the door? You'd answer it, or somebody would answer it, and it would be a friend who's looking for you to come play, and they'd just say, "Hey, you want to play?" And our response would always be, "What? Yeah. Mom, I'm out. I'll be back." And then we grow up, and then, "Hey, you want to play?" And now our response is, "Whoa, now, hey, play what?" We get a little more defensive about what we want to play. So I know that there aren't a lot of people that continue to play, say, as in theater and whatnot. And so what I'd like to do with you is give you a glance and a snapshot of something that not a lot of people get to see. But the more I talk to people, they're fascinated and interested to find out, how does a performer go from being themselves to then transforming into what we see on stage or in a television show or in a movie or something like that. So can I show you that? Okay, I brought my toolbox here. May I move this? Okay. We very recently did a show called The Great American Trailer Park Musical. Who saw it? Did you see it? Okay, I played Betty. I was the leader of the women's Greek chorus, if you will, right? So I get cast in this thing, and I'm thinking, okay, I've never lived in a trailer park. but I guess I got to do a little research. I got to figure something out. But one thing that I am is a complete karaoke junkie. I will go do highbrow, lowbrow, middlebrow karaoke all over this town because I'm a performer and I'm a singer. So I'm leaving rehearsal from the Great American Trailer Park one night, and I say, okay, I'm kind of in the mood to do a little research. We're out a little early. It's only 9. And I remembered that one of my friends named Nancy was doing a karaoke show out in South Congaree. Does anybody know where South Congaree is? Out past the airport, right? So it's a Tuesday night, and Nancy's out at Venture's Sports Bar and Grill in South Congaree. Well, I ain't scared, so I decided I'd get in my car and I'd head out to South Congaree. So I go out there, and sure enough, yes, exactly what I was hoping for. There was a woman named Betty Jo who was there. She was about 7-8 years younger than me, but she was very fit, and she was exactly what I was hoping was there because I'd seen her sing before. She's got a great voice. She has she's very curvy, and she wears these jeans that when she moves and walks in these jeans, she owns every ounce of it. She wears cowboy boots and a wife beater white tank top, long black Cherokee black hair, olive skin, hair pulled back in a ponytail with a baseball hat on, just a little lip gloss, knockout. She's just gorgeous and really confident. She owns the room when she's in it. And I'm like, this is my character. So I ordered a margarita and I sat at a table with a pen and a napkin and I wrote notes for 45 minutes on exactly everything that she did. At the end of the night, I came clean to her. And I said, hey, Betty Jo, I'm Vicki. I've seen you before. I got to tell you, I've been kind of watching you all night. And I figured you probably saw me doing that. And I just want to tell you why. So I told her the story. And I don't know that she knew what to say. I don't think anybody's ever said this to her before. She's never found herself in this position. But she didn't beat me up or kick me out or chase me to my car. So I knew that I had gotten my information. So this is what I did. I underdressed my Betty for you, so I knew I couldn't go off stage and change. So to transform first, costume helps. So this play takes place in Stark, Florida. Has anybody ever been to Stark, Florida? There's 5 penitentiaries there. So if you've been there,
I wasn't in jail.
okay.
There's a speed trap if you've been down
There
there.
is a speed trap there. Did you get a ticket?
No.
Okay. No, yes, you did? Okay, Stark, Florida, watch out. So 5 penitentiaries in Stark, Florida. It's hot when you're there. Betty is the leasing manager of the trailer park. And she's the mother hen. She knows everything. And she's the person that helps the audience get familiar with the denizens of Armadillo Acres, which is North Florida's most exclusive manufactured housing community. Okay. So we have a great team of costume designers at Trustus that helps us do all that we do, and I especially liked the shoes that we had there. What is that?
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue, all American City, that's right. What else can I tell you about this while I'm getting ready? Let's see. Okay, yeah, there's no classy jewelry. I totally confiscated all of this because I was hoping we would bring this show back. And lo and behold, the writers of this show decided they wouldn't only let us do it again, they're giving us the sequel called Great American Trailer Park Christmas. Which I'm understanding we're doing this upcoming season, right? Okay, great. So it's hot in Stark, Florida, and so I found that jojoba oil gives you a nice, natural, sweaty shine when you do the show. So we got all kind of good and greased up for that. I also decided that it looked like Betty Jo used her bra as her purse pretty regularly. So I just packed my nail file and my lip gloss and my keys down in my purse. So that was all there. And you know, whether you live in the trailer park or in the really nice communities, every Southern woman knows how to wear lipstick. So we gave Betty Lots of real nice lipstick. Now, the part that was a little trickier was having some trailer park mall hair. So we just used a lot of combs to do that and get to looking real highbrow and fancy. After we got the look down for these characters, then we started looking at how we moved around. So that's when I went to my napkin notes to see exactly what I remembered about Betty Jo. What I noticed was her backside protruded out just a little bit farther than everybody else's. And she knew how to work her boots. She would also let her hand magnetize to her hips pretty regularly like this. She was also a little bit of a flirt, you know what I'm saying? She was real good at making you feel at home, you know what I'm saying? So, what I'd like to do is, now that I've told you a little bit about Betty Jo and a little bit about the costume, I want to give you the opening monologue of the Great American Trailer Park Musical. Can I do that to close up? Okay, so it goes like this. Well, hello there. Y'all must have taken a wrong turn off of Highway 301 because you are now in Stark, Florida. And this here is Armadillo Acres, North Florida's most exclusive manufactured housing community. Yeah, it's a trailer park, but I'm the leasing manager of this here trailer park, and I say that the mortgage is kind and the weather is nice. It's a beautiful day, ain't it, girls? Well, you know, it's really only the humidity that gets on people's nerves and makes them unpleasant. I was conversating with this fella over at lunch, and I told him, I live in a trailer park. He said, honey, this here is white castle, not white trash.
What did you say back?
What'd I say back? Nothing. It ain't my fault that cheeseburger sucking, tongue wagging, jerking a bag doesn't know a lady when he sees one. And that's Betty, y'all. Of entertainment at Trustus. We have a lot of crazy shows that come through there. We have a lot of meaningful shows that come through there. Some family shows, some that are a little edgier and a little more contemporary. Yeah, we do all that. One thing that attracted me to this art form when I graduated from college with a degree in theater was that I just sort of wanted to find a way to make my art matter. That seemed to be the place that was going to give me the sustainable career. And what I love about Trustus is that we really have a very strong desire to be community partners with people and find ways to make our art matter. We are finding that there are a lot of people coming to us for a lot of very non-traditional things. We have an apprentice company. We have people that are looking to be lifelong performers and make a career of it. And we have those classes and those opportunities. We have an apprentice company that's a year-round training program for those students. But more importantly, we're finding that people are coming to us for drama therapy purposes. There was a family of people that, 3 teenagers and a mom, and they were going through a very tumultuous divorce. And she said, we are at an all-time low for communication. And this is a really difficult time for all of us. I've taken some of your improv classes, which really center around collaboration and communication and confidence. And I wonder, would you create a 4-week private class for me and my 3 teenagers so that we can navigate this really difficult time in our lives? And we did that for them. We had another gentleman who suffers from Asperger's and social anxiety disorder, and we were part of a 3-pronged process that was prescribed by his doctor. It was 1 part Toastmasters, 1 part private acting classes with me for 3 months, and 1 part medicinal. And I'm happy to say he's now in his 2nd year of Toastmasters doing that and doing a fantastic job. We have story after story about this, but probably the most exciting thing we're doing right now is professional development, in which we help businesses do what they do better by borrowing on the ways that actors and artists work, primarily using improvisational acting technique, which is all built on fundamental tools of collaboration, making your partner look good and feel smart, saying yes and, co-creating with them, and training your brain to go with your gut. If you marry these 3 things together, we become way more collaborative, we become more innovative, and our work together becomes way more interactive. So we're finding that businesses are saying, hey, we like what you do, but we really like how you get there. So can we learn some things from you? So we're really excited about how we're partnering with people around the city of Columbia, and in fact all over the state, to make our art matter. So thank you for letting us be here with you today, and we look forward to seeing you more. Come back to Trustus. Thanks.
No, I'm not taking my clothes off. Okay, sorry about that. We want to give 3 things away really quick. We're going to give 2 $60 gift cards, and you can use these for buying tickets, buying booze, buying merchandise, and buying Vicky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a question, and if you'll see, raise your hand if you know the answer. The first hand you see it, get it. If they don't get it, the second. Okay, these are theater-related questions. Are y'all ready? Okay, this is for one of the $60 gift cards. This term describes the act of taking down the set after the closing of a show. Does anybody know what that is? It's the act of taking down a set. Do you know what it is?
So it's tearing it down?
That was really a bad guess. Yeah, very confident.
Would it be strike?
You are so right.
That's it.
It's called strike. It's when you take the set down. How did you know that? I need to get your address when we get so I can know your car, okay?
Okay.
Why did you know that answer?
I went to a great public school.
That's amazing. He's gonna get the $60 gift card. Okay. So the second $60 gift card. Okay. The main character in this play blinds 6 horses. What is it?
The play is Eccles,
You're so right. Why did you know that?
because I've seen it like 5,000 times.
We need to talk to you.
I'm a Trustus owner.
Are you currently on any other board of directors? Okay, good. So that's you'll get a $60 gift card. Good. So and then this is going to be you get Vicky. You get an hour-long session with Vicky and her professional development program. Invite all you want to invite, and we'll come to you, or you can come to us. Got it? And this is an amazing program because it's really fun too. Okay. This one's hard. What musical does the song "Show Off" come from? I was actually in this play at Town Theater years ago. Okay, no clue. Okay, the name of the play is called The Drowsy Chaperone. Yeah, you were really perplexed. Yeah. She won the Tony Award for originating the role of Evita on Broadway. Did you raise your hand? The guy that had the crafty first answer got this one right. Are you like a theater person?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, I made a lot of questions thinking, oh, they won't know. Y'all, 3 out of 4, that's awesome. Y'all, I'm going to be here at this table. When y'all finish, come see me, and I need you to get your address so I can get your information to you. Thank you, and thank y'all for hanging out at Trustus. We love that.